ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਸੋਰਠ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪੰਜਵਾਂ। ਕਰ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ ਸਿਮਰ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਆਪਣਾ, ਮਨ ਤਨ ਭਏ ਅਰੋਗਾ। ਕੋਟ ਬਿਗਨ ਲਾਥੇ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸ਼ਰਣਾ, ਪ੍ਰਗਟੇ ਭਲੇ ਸੰਜੋਗਾ। ਕਰ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ ਸਿਮਰ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਆਪਣਾ, ਮਨ ਤਨ ਭਏ ਅਰੋਗਾ। ਕੋਟ ਬਿਗਨ ਲਾਥੇ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸ਼ਰਣਾ, ਪ੍ਰਗਟੇ ਭਲੇ ਸੰਜੋਗਾ। ਪ੍ਰਭ ਬਾਣੀ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੁਭਾਖਿਆ, ਗਾਵਹੋ ਸੁਣੋ ਪੜ੍ਹੋ ਨਿਤ ਭਾਈ। ਗੁਰਪੂਰੈ ਤੂੰ ਰਾਖਿਆ ਰਹਾਉ, ਸਾਚਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਮਿਤ ਵਡਾਈ। ਭਗਤ ਵਛਲ ਦਿਆਲਾ, ਸੰਤਾ ਕੀ ਪੈਜ ਰਖਦਾ ਆਇਆ। ਆਦ ਬਿਰਦ ਪ੍ਰਤਪਾਲਾ, ਹਰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਨਾਮ ਭੋਜਨ ਨਿਤ ਪੁੰਚੋ। ਸਰਬ ਵੇਲਾ ਮੁਖ ਪਾਵੋ, ਜਰਾ ਮਰਾ ਤਾਪ ਸਭ ਨਾਠਾ। ਗੁਣ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਨਿਤ ਗਾਵੋ, ਸੁਣੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਮੇਰਾ। ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਬਣ ਆਈ, ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਭਈ ਸਗਲੇ ਜੁਗ ਅੰਤਰ। ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਕੀ ਵਡਿਆਈ, ਸੁਣੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਮੇਰੇ। ਸੁਣੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਮੇਰਾ, ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਬਣ ਆਈ। ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਭਈ ਸਗਲੇ ਜੁਗ ਅੰਤਰ, ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਕੀ ਵਡਿਆਈ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, today's Pawan Pitra Hukamnama Sahib from Sachkhand Sri Harmandir Sahib is on Ang 611. It's by Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Sangat ji, our Sampradaik Veers, they say to us that Taksal, Faridkot, Steek, they say that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah Ji, they recite this Shabad at that time when Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, when they had returned back to Sri Amritsar Sahib, because Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah Ji's place of birth was in a place called Vadala. When they travelled back from there and they got to Amritsar, there was a fever, there was something that was going around, and Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah was taken over as a young child by this great fever. And upon Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah Ji recovering from this fever, where so many people were actually dying from it, but Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah Ji recovered from that fever. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah Ji, upon them recovering, they say that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah Ji recited this Shabad at that point. Sorat Mahalla Panjava. Sorat is the rag that this Shabad is in. This, what gives us the information, is called Sirlekh. Sorat Mahalla Panjava. It's by Guru Arjan Dev Ji Mahalla Panjava. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਰ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ ਸਿਮਰ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਆਪਣਾ, ਮਨ ਤਨ ਭੇ ਅਰੋਗਾ. So for me, when I look at this Shabad, and I keep that in mind as well, at which point Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah Ji recited this Shabad. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah Ji is telling us that if we want to live a life that is arog. Arog meaning disease free. And we know there's multiple different reasons why one can become diseased. But what here Guru Arjan Dev Ji Path Ji is saying, from what it feels like that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Path Ji is saying to me, is that Path Ji is saying that there's ways you can live your life and you'll have much less chance of your mind and body becoming diseased. And we all know, obviously, there could still be certain factors why one might still get ill, even though they are keeping to these precautions that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Path is giving to us. But generally, this can help one's mental health. Generally, this can help one's physical health if they live their life in this way. And not can it just help where it's a precaution where we can actually save ourselves from getting to that point. But even if we are already suffering and already suffering with some form of disease or some form of mental health, these are the things that can actually help us towards that. And Guru Sahib Ji then go on into this in this Shabad where they speak about bigan, where bigan means obstacle. ਬਿਗਨ ਮੀਨਸ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹ ਬਿਗਨ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਲਾਈਫ this bigan came, meaning ਕਹਿੰਦੇ this obstacle came in their life. And there's two things now, two ways of looking at this about an obstacle being and coming in somebody's life. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Path is saying, if you live this way, the way that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Path is going to prescribe for us, then first of all, those obstacles that were going to come in our life, that they won't actually come anymore. So those obstacles we've removed coming into our life completely. And then the other thing is that if an obstacle does come into our life, it actually changes it. It can shift the perspective. Our mindset can be changed in how we actually now look at that obstacle and how we tackle with that obstacle and what we see to be now. So Sangaji, three things that we can really get from this Shabad is, number one is arogata. Arogata, to be disease free with this, where our mind's concerned, body is concerned. So that can be looked at as two things. And then number three is how to actually avoid obstacles coming into our life completely. And then the other fold to that is how we can actually change our perspective on the obstacles that come in our life. So let's have a look at what Guru Arjan Dev Ji Path is saying. Path Ji kende kar ishnan. Ishnan, Sangat Ji, ishnan means to bathe. So Path Ji saying to us, kende kar ishnan simr prabh apna. Ishnan means to bathe, and over here we can take this to be, because bathe can be in many different ways. Hon pehliyan de vich ta koi nadi ch ja ke naha lende sage. We know that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Path Ji would go and actually chubbi marde hunde sage nadi de vich, a flowing river. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Path Ji would go and bathe in that. And we know there's not many of us now. I don't know, it could be somewhere random somebody's watching this video from, but I'm sure there's not going to be really hardly any of us, Sangaji, that is going to be experiencing where we have to go into a flowing river to go and have a bath. So Sangaji, most of us today are having showers. Yes, there's still people that have the traditional way of what we call in Punjabi a balti bath. So where you fill up the basin, fill up the balti, and then you get your jug and you have your bath that way. But most of us today are having showers. So Pachi Singh Kar Ishanan, here is Guru Sahib Ji is giving us this, even in one way, that when we take on a Guru, it actually becomes an order. That's the whole point of taking on a Guru. Once we take on a Guru, it's not really a recommendation anymore, is it? It's actually an order. But there's a reasoning behind why Guru gives us an order, and we'll understand that. So, for anyone, if you're scared of that word order, then take it on as a recommendation, and you'll understand as we go through this why is Guru Sahib Ji recommending this to us. Something that I always say is very important to understand. What is it that Guru Sahib Ji does? Guru Sahib Ji does this for our life. Guru Sahib Ji, they know all the laws of the creation. So what Guru Sahib Ji does is, Guruji tells us how to live in a certain way that will benefit us. All of this is for our benefit. So we've always got to take it like that. Not to say, some people think Sikhi is restrictive. Some people think taking on a guru is actually gonna put me in this little box and I'm not gonna get to actually live my life. That's a completely let's say the word negative, yes. It could be a very negative way of looking at it. The approach to taking on a guru is saying the guru is gonna give me all of that is gonna help me live a better, a happy, healthy life. Basically, that's what it is. If you look at many people today that are becoming popular, and these motivational speakers, or if somebody is carrying out some sort of practice and they're passing that practice on, what is it that they go by? What becomes their saying? Their saying is what? This is to help you to lead a better, happy, healthy life. This is what take it like this. Don't take it as a religion. So Guru Sahib Ji kende kar ishnan, first thing is shower. So rising early in the morning and actually having a bath, a shower in the morning, this got so many benefits to it that Guru Sahib Ji is telling us this hundreds of years ago. But there's many studies that are being done now that are just about catching up, because there's not many mainstream studies on this, but there's still a few that are in place, and they're catching up and they're coming to realize how many great benefits just having a bath. Normally what people would what would they translate this to? Shabad is, they would translate Ishnan just to be for the body part, and Simr to remembering God just to being the mind part. Actually, Simran has maaf karna, Ishnan, but bathing, showering has a positive outcome effect on mind and body, as does Simran has effect on mind and body. So Sangaji, Ishnan, we know some of the obvious things what it does. So soon as early in the morning, and these benefits come more so as per our Hukamnama has said as well, that the code of conduct have told us as well to have a bath with cold water. And that doesn't mean it has to be ice cold water. It could just be normal, the room temperature water. To have a bath with that, it's got a lot more benefits. What it'll do is it gets our blood flowing a lot more. So it gets us alert and ready. And obviously it takes away all any, if we've been sweating overnight, and it actually cleans it. It's a cleansing bath. It's not just a cleansing bath though. So it is a cleansing bath. So it gets rid of maybe all the smells from the sweating and everything else. So it's more of a fresh feeling. But it actually it gets more blood flowing into our brain as well. And it helps then, especially if the water's cold, it clears out our lymphatic system. Because what it does is, because that whole system that helps us to fight infections, it actually drains all of that as well. So we know we've got lymph nodes all over our body, and these lymph nodes are what help us to actually fight infections. So it helps towards that as well, having a shower first thing early hours of the morning. So Sangaji, these things, some people say, some people ask the question, would it be wrong if we did part? Are we jute? So they think that, are we impure? That if we did recited Bani, the Guru's words, without having a bath. Oh, Sangaji, now when we go through it like this, you'll understand there's actual health benefits and mind, it'll help our mind. And it's actually So it's not, of course, we can read Bani that way, but these are going to help us in our life. It's actually a natural stress releaser as well. So when we're having a bath, it helps us to become more alert and in that moment as well. And they're saying that there's been a lot of proof around that our mind is a lot more creative during that time of having an ishnan. And why? Because it's the front part of our brain, which is said to be the conscious part, that's a lot more active at that point when we're having a bath. So you'll notice as well, you have a lot more, your creativity and your ideas about things. If somebody is into poetry, they'll see a lot more poetry starts to flow during that time. If you're contemplating on Gurbani, on the Guru Shabad, Mool Mantar, you'll see that even more profound understanding of the Shabad will come to you during that time. And so because you're working out of then your conscious mind at that point, it actually takes you away from all the stress and the minor anxieties that you're going to have for, oh, you know what, I've got to go to work, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. So just ishnan on its own is so powerful. That's why they say somebody that's going through depression, if they were to get through that hurdle, which is a massive, huge step for somebody that actually, suffers with depression, that is a huge step for them. That's why they say just getting through having a shower or an ishnan is such a great thing for them, because it will do great things for them. So Sangaji, we know now it helps us physically and mentally. And then simar, then the next thing is simar prab apna. And this is what I found beautiful here. Their words, I was really thinking about the title today, and I was thinking that we could have even titled it Simar Prab Apna, to say meditate on your God, because it says Apna. And even though we know there is only Ek Akal Purkh, there's only one, that we have all come from Ek Pita, Ek Sake Ham Barik Tu Mera Gur Hai, the Ek Pita, that we all come from one Father. It's not that there's multiple gods. So Sangaji, that we all know that there's not multiple gods, we all come from the same Vahiguruji. But over here it says Apna, yours. I found that absolutely beautiful. Why? Because Pachis can simmer prab, can they meditate on that one that is yours, meaning that same one that is everywhere else, that same one that is in everyone else. Remember, it's yours as well. It's inside of you as well. That one, Ek Paramatma, Ek Pita, that Vahiguruji is inside of you as well. Antar, Bahar, Har, Prab, Eko, Hata Ikuya, Hata Ekya. पर संगत जी वो इन्ना नेड़े आ, वो साडा भी बन जांदा आ, वो अपना भी बन जांदा आ, and it can feel like that ये मेरा आ. संगत जी, that beautifully Tan Sri Kalgitar mere Sache Paatshah ji say in Sri Darbar Sahib, they say Namastang Suhagge, and such a beautiful word that Guru Gobind Singh ji Paatshah ji uses here. Can they I bow down to that one that is the form of, that is actually a Suhag. Sangat ji, this is so beautiful when we actually look at this. Paatshah ji first say to us that Namast Sat Ragge, that Vahiguruji is the form of love. So I bow down to that Vahiguruji, that is the form of love. But when we bow down, Sangat ji, what happens? We think we're bowing down to something external over there. No. This here, that Simar Prab Apana, meditate on your Vahiguruji, this Namastang is that Namast Sat Ragge, that I bow down to the one that is inside of me, that is mine. And then that is mine, and then I go inside to my true love that is sitting inside of me, and then Namastang Suhagge. Then that Suhagge, Sangaji, is so beautiful. It's that word here. So it says that, oh universal master Lord. It means so much more than that. A Suhagge is that one for us, Sangat ji, that, when somebody has an intimate relationship with their partner. And they say that there's the suhagan. This is your, and you've often heard where they talk about somebody having their suhagrat. And suhagrat is when that husband and wife come together. Physically they come together on their first night of their marriage. And they have this intimate, beautiful, intimate relationship. And they're saying that you can have that intimate relationship with that one from inside, and that one will feel new to you. Your husband will feel new to you, not like that husband has been with anyone else. And it won't feel like that there's anybody else has ever been with that one. That's how it's apna. Even though it's the same one, even though other pagats, even though other devotees have had that beautiful intimate relationship with that one, but that one remains as a suhagge, as somebody that is yours for the first time. And you may be thinking, wow, that's a bit intimate, but that's how Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah Ji, they see Vaheguru Ji to be. They say that mitha bol hai, niv chal hai, sejja rab hai, patar. Look at the way my Paatshah Ji actually described their relationship with Vaheguru Ji. ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਬੋਲ ਹੈ ਨਿਭ ਚੱਲ ਹੈ ਸਹਿਜੈ ਰਵੇ ਪਤਾਰ. And Sangat Ji, that Paatshah Ji saying to us here that how do we get to enjoy Vaheguru Ji on their bed? This is how Guru Nanak Dev Ji see. You know, sometimes our relationship with God becomes so dry. We think about religion, allow that. You know, there's no space for any religion in my life. That's why the word religion itself has got now, in today's age, it's got such a negative connotation to it. People don't even like to admit it anymore. They like to say, no, I'm more spiritual. Because religion just seems to us, it seems like it's dry. That's why Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying to us, no, I'm telling you how you can live a life that is full of juice, full of beauty, where God isn't external looking down at you, punishing you. God is something that you enjoy on like you enjoy. You have that intimate relationship on bed with your partner. They said your Vaheguru Ji becomes apana, becomes your partner, becomes that sohag for you, becomes that one that is your husband. That is the first time you're enjoying that intimate relationship. How do you do that? When you speak sweetly and you remain in humility, then that's how your walk of life becomes. Then inside of the heart of your home, within the home of your heart, you go inside on that bed. Then rave is the word here. Rave means when you enjoy somebody intimately. Rave patar means, Sangat Ji, it means husband. And we think that is like the be all end all, that there is no bigger pleasure than that pleasure that somebody has with their partner. But Sangat Ji, there was somebody that actually would say to his disciples, this isn't somebody within Sikhi, but this is outside of Sikhi. Everybody has, Satguru Ji say to us in Siri, Hintwa Prasad Sevaiya, they say to us, Sant Samu Anek Matik. They say there's so many different types of saints within this world, and they've all got their own ways. And this one way, he would say to people that one moment that you feel that when you're having that intimate relationship with your partner, and in that moment when you feel that everything just explodes inside of you, and for that it's something like about 3 to 4 seconds of when everything goes still and you forget everything and you come outside of that thinking, you come outside of anxiety, everything else, your body's diseased, you've gone beyond it all, but it's only about 3-4 seconds. And he would say to his followers, He would say that you can practice that as much as you want. He goes, but I want to show you that meditation and connecting to God, once you've got that relationship deep inside with that one is sitting inside of you, he said your life becomes like that constantly, forever. Every moment for you is that explosion that it takes place for that 2-3 seconds. Sangat ji, that is when we actually connect to Waheguru ji inside. And Paat ji saying, "Can simar prabh apna, make that one your own." Rave means to enjoy. Now, doesn't that sound amazing when Simran, when meditation is put like that to us? Meditation is having as a bride going onto a bed with your lover, and that's meditation inside, Sangat ji. Simar Prabh apna, your own. Man tan pe aroga, then your mind and your body will become disease free. Because we all know, so we went through Simar, when we're in that when we're in that place from inside, when we're in so much anand from inside, we actually, Sangat ji, there's so many bodily diseases that we end up, that don't end up coming towards us now, because there's so many diseases are actually, they come from the stress of the mind. And the more stressed we are, our immune system does not kick in. So when meditation, when we're in that Anand, there's not, even our body has the ability to actually heal itself from so many different things, from so many different ailments. So, Sangat ji, why is it that our immune system is compromised? Because when somebody is in a stressful situation, when that moment comes for you of when that fight or flight comes, if your mind is thinking, your mind doesn't know what the danger is, all your mind knows there's a danger, and in stress, it has to choose between two things. Do I actually fight off this huge danger that is coming towards me, whether that be whatever that danger is? If it could be at some point there was a car coming towards you and you needed that, your whole adrenaline, you needed that for you to be able to run out of the way of that car coming towards you, bus coming towards you. But now stress is that's not coming towards you, but your brain thinks it is. It might be something really silly and small you're thinking about, but your brain acts in a way that the danger is to that extent. So think about it now. Your body needs everything it can to try and help fight off now that danger. So what happens is, for that moment, our immune system is shut down because we're in constant stress. So then we end up getting more diseases. We might get something like a common cold, but that then becomes something else. It goes into a more serious virus. That virus, we can't fight it anymore because we're in constant stress. But meditation takes us away from that mind, because it's like having that intimate relationship inside. Our everything is alert then, the body. Sangat ji, so पांच चीजें say to us, then कहते कोट बिघन लाथे प्रभ शरणा, कहते then कोट करोड़ा ही, कहते millions of obstacles lathe are removed from our life. Because Sangat ji, there's so many obstacles that come in our life because of our frame of mind. And so we'll put these two panktiya together now and they'll all make sense. Kende lathe prabh sharana pargate pale sanjoga. Kende those that sanjog, that good fortune, kende will come forward when over here, maaf karna, kende court begin lathe prabh sharana, when we go into the sanctuary of Waheguru ji. Kende Prabhabani Shabad Subhakhya translates to beautiful. And what is it that is beautiful? Kende beautiful is Shabad. Shabad here can be translated to the Guru's word, the Guru's teaching, the Guru telling us the way of life. Kende so ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੁਭਾਖਿਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ the Guru's way of life is beautiful. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਬਾਣੀ, because the Guru speaks the words of Vaheguru Ji. So the Guru's words are the direct words of Vaheguru Ji, and what they give us, tell us how to live, is beautiful. Why is it so beautiful? If something is so beautiful, what should you do with it? Gaavaho, sing those words. Sunaho, don't just sing them empty. Sunaho, absorb them, take them in, listen to them. Padaho, read those beautiful words. Nit constantly have them inside of you. Make them be instilled in you for every obstacle that comes in your life, that you've got the Guru's words to help you to come over that obstacle. Gurupure tu rakhiya. You, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pacha, you will be saved by the perfect, complete Guru. And Pachi, can they reflect on this? So, Sangaji, that means that if we live accordingly to the Guru's way of life, the Guru will help us to restrain our anger. They will say that, remember, think about it. Anger is an obstacle in our life. Anger will cause so many obstacles to come in our life. So, for example, if somebody constantly lives their life in under the influence of anger, you know that can bring so much kalesh into the house. It can bring so many problems into the household. It can go into what? Even breaking things in the house. Anger can manifest into so many different problems between a marriage over little things. It leads to domestic violence. So these are all obstacles that come into our life. There's many obstacles of our physical body being diseased because of the type of things that we are consuming, because the type of things that we are eating. Because if somebody's taking drugs, alcohol, smoking, all of these type of things that are actually going to bring disease to our body, all these obstacles, because we restrain from intoxications, we restrain ourselves from anger. Because now, if somebody's enjoying themselves, if you just try in the morning, that have a bath before sunset and just sit inside and just say to yourself, Vaheguru Ji, you are inside of me, and I'm gonna meditate on you by using my Guru's mantra, by saying Vaheguru. But I'm actually, whilst I'm saying Vaheguru, I'm enjoying an intimate relationship with you on the bed of my heart. And you live this way, you think anger can come anywhere near you. Anger is at a distance then. Then we carry that with us. Then, just like Bhagat Freedji warn us from anger, they say, Kende Frida bure da pala kar, gussa man na handaye, dehi rog na lag gayi, palle sab kich paye. Kende that your body will not be diseased. Kende if you restrain from anger, you're getting anger with somebody that is apparently a bad person, then isn't it that a bad person actually needs your pala? Doesn't it mean, what is a bad person? A bad person isn't somebody for us to look down at. A bad person just means they are carrying such a heavy load of karma, of what they have experienced in life, what they have done in life. Now they're stuck in that. Now what they are doing, in whichever way they are acting, is instead of looking at them, look at, they're carrying a load of karma with them, but that's not who they are, and they actually need even more help. So it doesn't make sense for me to get angry with this karma that they are carrying. So they actually need good. So they need Frida Burida Palaka. This is the Guru's teaching. How much obstacles will that remove out of our life when we practice the Guru's way of life? That could have turned into something so nasty. when somebody's being nasty and we respond in that nasty way, so it shifts the whole perspective of the way we look at somebody. For us, that could be an obstacle. Somebody's speaking down at us, somebody's being nasty to us. But now Guru has shifted that way of us looking at that obstacle. Now it's not an obstacle for us anymore. Now we're just thinking, oh, this is somebody's karma, and actually they need good to that. Before I was thinking that I'm not going to let you speak to me like that, I'm going to bite back at you. But now I'm thinking, Guruji, I'm going to try everything I can do in my power to shower them with amrit, shower them with sweetness, with mittha bolle, with sweet words. Niv challe, I'm going to remain in humility here. It changes the whole perspective of life, Sangaji, and you'll be shocked in how many obstacles will be removed from our life, and the way we look at obstacles now will be a completely different shift. It will be shifted completely. Pachaji कहने कहंदे गावो सुनो पढ़ो नित भाई गुरपूरे तूरा. You'll be saved in this way. रहाओ साचा साहिब अमित बड़ाई. कहंदे साचा साहिब, that true master of ours, कहंदे अमित बड़ाई. अमित बड़ाई means that the greatness of that great master is immeasurable. कहंदे भगत बच्चल दयाला. Diyala here is referring to Vaheguruji. So Vaheguruji being the compassionate one, the kind one. Kende that Vaheguruji that is the compassionate one. Kende what will happen? Kende Bhagat Vachal. Kende that Vaheguruji loves. Vachal means loves. Loves who? Loves the Bhagats. Those that have got devotion inside of them. Vaheguruji loves those, and they are constantly, meaning that they have got their heart open to receive Vaheguruji's compassion all the time. Kande Santa ki paj rakhda aya aad bird pratapala. Kande that Vaheguruji is so compassionate that since time began, Kande Santa ki, the saints of Vaheguruji has saved them all the time. Kande Santa ki paj rakhda aya. You've always helped save their honor. Paj means honor. Aad, from the very beginning, bird, it's always remained, bird, your nature, your way, pratapala, the one that takes care of us, oh Vaheguruji. Har amrit naam bhojan nit punchoho. Kende that amrit, har amrit naam. Kende, you know that naam that the Guru gives you of Guru Sahib Ji's way of life, way of living. Remember, naam twofolds is the way of living and the mantra that we recite. It's both hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. You have to have both. Can they drink that amrit, bhojan, and the amrit, it actually says, it doesn't say drink it, it says eat it as food. Can they take that as food? And then food is something you eat. Can they eat that amrit that Guru gives you, the teaching, the way of life that Guru gives you? Can they eat it? It's nectar. The Guru says to you that remain sweet, restrain yourself from anger. That is so sweet, that what is Guru is giving us. Can they eat that? And to understand why it means eat, then you can watch one of my other Hukamnama kathas, which I don't know which one it is, but I'm hoping that Preacharan's going to help me find it. So I can give you that katha before we end this katha. And eat the Guru's way of life. Eat it. And then Pachkane, that is Amrit. So Sangaji, we could be saying Vaheguru, 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 but we're not actually conscious to what the Guru has given us. No, saying Vah, Vah is saying, wow, Guru, look at the way of life you've given me, Vaheguru. And then I'm living that, eating that, taking that as Amrit, as living in humility. You've saved me from so many obstacles coming my way. You've saved me from domestic violence, from keeping me away, from intoxication. You've saved me from how to remain sweet and in humility. You've saved me from anger that could have destroyed my job, could have destroyed so many things in my life. You've helped me shift and look at the way when difficult times do come. I don't even see them as difficult times now. You've helped me look at life in such a different way. I thought that when somebody, if one of my loved ones died before, I thought that was such great sorrow and I've lost so much. But even that, because I meditate and I get to enjoy you in the bed of my heart every morning, I realize now there's nothing that I can lose because I've got everything already. And I can just see that's a part of the life, the game of life that you have created, Waheguruji. That death is just same as birth. It's no different. Birth and death is in this one moment all the time. It's just like you changing their clothes for them. Behold, everything has shifted. Before I thought, why have you taken that person away from me? I can't believe they've gone. How am I going to live my life now? Everything has become so beautiful in my life now. It's become Amrit for me now. Amrit naam bhojan nit puncho ho. Puncho means to actually eat something. Every moment keep eating this, have the Guru's way of life inside of you. Jara Sangaji means old age. Mara means death. Taap, the fever. First we were constantly in this fever. The true fever is this. The true fever that we're actually experiencing is the fear of getting jara, of getting old. Is the fear of actually dying of mara. But all that has run away from me just because now I have started to meditate on Waheguruji inside of me. It's all gone now. Now I constantly sing the praises of Waheguruji. Suni Ardas Swami Mera. Listening to my ardas, listening to my prayer. They've heard my prayer. My master, Sarva Kala Bana Ai, Sarva Kala, all the power that I needed to face these challenging times and obstacles, I've got it now. Now it doesn't anger me when somebody bites at me, speaks to me in a really rough tone. Now I've got the power. I've got the power, Sangaji, of Waheguruji inside of me. I've got the power of sweetness and remaining calm. So their bitter words doesn't allow me to be angry anymore because I've got the power. Sarva Kala Bana Ai Pragat Pai Sagale Jugayantar Guru Nanak Ki Vadiyai. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pachi says, the whole world is then able to see the greatness of Guru Nanak Sache Pachaji through in each individual sect. When a sect is living that way, when somebody sees so much sweetness upon your tongue that even if they're biting at you and you're still showering them with sweetness because you can understand that's just their karma speaking. They must have gone through so much to end up like this. They'll think, wow. And through that, through your actions, comes the glory of Guru Nanak, and the whole world is now seeing this greatness of Guru Nanak through your actions. So Sangat ji, itni ek bentiya pravan, ek nahi par aneka hi galtiyan ho gayi han. Anjaan bachcha samjh ke bakhsh dena. Please forgive me for all my mistakes. Aao ral mil ke gaj vaj ke bulaiye fateh. Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji ki fateh.